Hi, this is Matt. This is Mental Model Monday number 23. Today we're going to talk about minimum viable products, or MVPs. So it recently came to my attention that even though a lot of people in circles I run in know what an MVP is, it's not everybody who knows what this is. So the idea of an MVP is to create the smallest. It's for startups. It's specifically for tech startups, and the idea is to create the smallest possible uh, contraption or creation that could test the assumptions that are riskiest for the startup. So there are a lot of ways to do this. You could do a concierge MVP, where you're sort of walking people through and doing for people manually what you would do the product for them and walking them through every step. You should do the Wizard of Oz MVP, where you have everything looks like your product is working, but on the back end it's all smoke and mirrors. And really, a lot of the things are done manually, just like the man behind the curtain in Wizard of Oz. You do a sales MVP, where you just go out and try and sell the thing before it even exists, or a smoke test, which is the same thing. But instead of a Salesforce, you could use something like a landing page. That would be sort of a smoke test MVP. And the the real important thing here is that you realize that all the MVP is doing is again testing the riskiest assumptions. So for instance, if you assume, let's say you're building a startup that delivers cat food on demand, mobily, wherever you are, through drones. Okay, the problem you're solving there is that cat food, people want cat food quickly, and they're willing to pay to get it quicker than other people. That's one of your riskiest assumptions in that business model. There's a lot of risky assumptions in that business model, but that's one of the riskiest ones. So one of the things you can do to test this, um, through a concierge MVP, is to do a small town, and just you on in your car would drive and give people the cat food when they needed it, and just see if you can get your friends to sign up for that. Because again, that's a risky assumption you're making, that people want cat food as quickly as possible. And this would be one way to test it, would be trying to get them cat food as quickly as possible in as cheap a way as possible, in as minimum a way that still creates a viable product that people would pay for, and go from there. You could also just try and sell people this idea, get people to pay you up front, and see if that worked. So that would be another way to do it. That would be a sales MVP. But the point here, again, is that you want to get creative with your experiments that test your riskiest assumptions. You don't want to get so caught up in what you're building before you've tested it. And this idea of a minimum viable product is one way to do that. So think about what you're doing right now, any projects you have going on right now. And I recommend thinking about what are the riskiest assumptions of those projects. And then how can you test those in a way that was both minimal and viable? And if you can think of that way, then you should probably do that before you move on with your project, provided that the value of information is high enough. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.